Three, two, one. Don't go.
Hello, everybody.
Hold
Don't
on.
go. What?
Okay, go. I'm retarded.
Hello, everybody. This is Black Hole Gaming Broadcast Week 3. Going to give you the recaps. I'm OP Chip, one of the owners, and with no one right here, it's us two, like always.
Yep.
Um, we are going to be talking about everything that needs to know, all the important stuff, and everything that happened during week 3. There was a lot of good games, a lot of bad games. So, hey, you know what? Just another day in Siege. Let's get started.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and introduce the special guest since he's in here anyways, just in case he does want to put his input on. But we brought Square on today.
I swear.
Yep. What's up?
Okay, there
Honored
you
to be
go.
here.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, thank you. I didn't mean to cut you off. Now that he's introduced, let's get on to the basics. Okay, week 3 was a interesting week. We had a couple upsets. I'd say had a lot of screenshot dodgers, typical in console comp. But we'll start it off with the first game of the week was Baja versus. I forgot to change their name. Baja
What?
versus Prime.
What's their name?
Okay, my bad. Yeah, Baja versus Prime, and so that was interesting. Baja won, and it led to Prime. Prime went through a disband, not disband, disband, not
Disband,
disband.
not
Yeah,
disband.
to
Over
right
and over and
at this
over.
point right now, yep. I don't even know if they're a team or not. I honestly, Square might know more on that one.
Yeah, man. I'm kind of in the dark a little bit here. I'm starting to manage, champions. So I have to keep track
Oh,
of getting teams in right now.
oh yeah. I don't. Flex he disbanded. They brought him back for this game right here, and then I swear he disbanded after this, and I don't know, whatever. But
No, yeah,
Baja,
he
yeah,
disbanded, came back, and now we don't know anything.
yeah, Flex he
A fun
just
fact: he actually he changed his name to Overlooked. That he did it for like a second, then he won his finals, and then they disbanded. Prime is like
Oh,
done for good. They're
okay,
actually done now.
okay. I think yeah. All right. We'll just say Flaxy is no more team rep, no more WBC
thank
Flaxy.
God.
Hey, easy. He's a good supporter. He's a good supporter.
Oh,
Anyways, yep.
I
We got
love
we got
Flappy, but
Kingdom
man,
winning against Forfeit via Dark Sports East, whatever their thing is.
light
Dark
work.
Esports Team 2. No, that's replace team. I'm reading it correctly. I got
No,
this.
F you.
Wow, we're cutting that chat. Okay,
What?
anyways, they won against Dark Esports Team 2, which essentially led to them going out of the league and being replaced by Lightwork. But yeah, I don't even know the Dark Esports teams. They always schedule a game and never show up. Both. Actually,
Either of them.
yeah, I think the Synergy was the only team that actually showed up when they joined them.
Yeah.
But whatever. Um, oh, this one here for Square. Stay Down took down Wild Boys YN. I
Oh
was
no,
Yeah,
not
that
surprised.
was. You said you were surprised about that?
no,
Not surprised.
yeah, not surprised because
Uh,
YN be a chokeaholic sometimes.
Falling off, bro. I can't even lie to you. They're good. They've I don't know, like a team like PWP have been slowly improving, and YN has been slowly declining, in my opinion. Like I compare
Oh,
those two teams,
1000% agree.
The
and
why?
Stay Down was improving too. They were started off as literally just like a team for my friends, and then it started getting better, and it kind of just started looking like Fatality with like DZ and Disney and Sincere and Doc, all those guys. But that team you see there, there's only two of those players are still on the team. The team is like completely different now. So I don't know.
Oh, is Yeshua not there no more?
Yeshua he was an E sub for that game.
Oh, what about
He's on the Senate. The
who's still
Senate's
on
my
there?
main team.
Xylem and Disney, I'm assuming.
Xylem got dropped, and I just gave him the reins. I said, "You're not getting dropped anymore, no matter what. This is your team now." And Merc clears as a sub. Disney is on my main team now,
Oh,
and
okay.
so is Doc.
Good promotion right there. Good promotion.
Yeah.
But YN is one of those teams, man. They have the potential. They just have the worst executes of all time. And now they're just
I
getting
just
they're inconsistent now.
honestly. They're just on a decline. There's nothing else to say.
Yeah, and then 7 Days Esports took down EP, but I Pam just left the server, didn't say nothing, so I don't even think that team's in here anymore. At 7 Days, I think they disbanded because I think it was
They did not
champions.
disband.
They didn't, but they just disappeared,
Nah,
forfeited because
they're just not in this league.
they couldn't pull anybody. No, they forfeited like 2 other leagues because they couldn't find anybody. I think it was Rush Finals.
It was Rush
Yes.
Finals.
If it was this weekend, it was because of Mother's Day. That's like the whole reason why they didn't show up for the close calls. The Mother's Day, a bunch of the people couldn't play.
Okay,
Like
they like their
6 of them
mothers.
couldn't play.
All right, valid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
W
Well,
Mothers.
yeah, we'll let it slide. We'll let it slide. Even though I hate the whole free league stipulation when our pay pool is just the same as any. But I'll keep my opinions to themselves. It'll change. We're not free next season, so it'll be all right. We just decline them.
Really?
Yeah, we're
League?
going paid invite only. You heard it here first, folks.
It only?
Do what?
Yep.
Yeah, invite. I'm not gonna base it solely. I'll get into it more later, but it's not gonna be like solely just skill. It's like I want activity and skill. All right, for the next game, we got Euphoria versus E3 Academy. Euphoria with I think their second 7-0 in a row. I team
Yes,
might
sir.
team might be on the come up. I don't know. Let's see. I think they got CC this week. Oh, hold
Oof.
on. Well, wait.
Yikes.
I'm like 3 weeks ahead.
Yeah,
This is
you
their
are.
this is their first 7-0. I think. My bad, chat.
Don't listen to him, boys.
I'm
Don't
for
listen
I'm
to him. He's
I'm
confused.
just foreshadowing. I'm foreshadowing. See, we're all behind now, and I'm all thrown off. But yep, E3 got 7-0. I don't even know if E3 had any hope. Nah, not really.
Heck no. Nope. None. I
Synergy.
don't.
Uh, they're now Wild Boys Synergy. They left. I don't even know who they were with. Were they with Double O and then Dark and then Wild Boys? No, they were HMC,
Yeah.
Double O,
4.
Dark.
Yeah, they're just jumping stuff,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, they're order hopping right now. But they took down Miami Neon 7-2. Really, you can say Pax carried that game. Bro went 17-3.
Yeah, there's no you could say he did carry
Yeah,
that team.
the next kills was 8, 6, 4, and 2. That's kind of a solo.
Yeah.
I hope his back feels better in week 4.
Team's good now. I can't lie to you.
He's what?
Their team is good now. Even Sorto, the like owner, like he's actually like doing good.
Hey, we'll see
Like
if
they're
they
all
keep it
good.
up.
Every player on their team's good.
They're in a lot of finals, but we'll see if they keep it up.
Yeah, for real.
Next game we got Alpha Sigmas versus Washed. Of course, Washed lost 7-1. We're just Washed. We're here for fun, a good time, not a long time. You know what I'm saying?
You're on that team?
hmm
Yeah, I've made it. It's just a bunch of people. It's like a meme team
It,
essentially.
it's a meme team. It's literally just a meme
Like
team.
literally, none of us don't really play together. We just talk on Discord a lot.
Oh, I thought that was the
Yeah.
serious EP. I thought that was literally EP, but a serious version of it.
No.
It was, and
Uh,
then they all kind of retired, and one went to PC. So
Yeah.
we just decided. I did a vote, and we decided just to keep it and just play like black hole stuff.
Yeah.
But some new games came out that got everybody distracted. Um, Next game we got Armani and Bagels. Armani took it home 7-5, but Bagels did put up a fight. I will give them that. Bagels is another team that's still getting
I was
better
gonna
every
say
time I see them.
I really don't think
they're
Bagels is
underrated.
that bad of a
They're
team.
they're
Yeah.
definitely underrated, and they got a Sorrow as their IGL who has a little good brain on him. Armani though, Armani's been cooking lately. I don't know what they got going
Yeah, they
on,
have
but
in the playoffs and the other what league was
I,
that they were cooking in? Oh my god, I don't remember. I just
oh,
remember
talking
him
about
giving the score
Rush,
updates.
I
Yeah,
think.
during the
Uh,
Rush playoffs. Yeah, they were cooking in that too.
yeah, but I'm excited to see more Bagels though. Like, they've been a surprising team.
Nah, Bagels is a decent team. We've been saying that though. They're just
Yeah,
underrated.
yeah, definitely that. Next game we got No Limit Gang versus Suki Gaming. NLG somehow, I remember this game. NLG somehow pulled away with this. I don't know how. That these guys literally lost a 2v5.
Dude,
That
I
they
don't
Happens,
understand
bro.
how.
it happens, but I don't know how they
That's
pulled it.
console.
Yeah, I don't know how they pulled it out, but they won 8-7. I mean, they scraped by. It wasn't a bad game to be honest to watch either. It was pretty good. I don't
Yeah,
think
it
it got
was
recorded.
honestly possibly game of the week.
So we might have found the NLG skill break right there. Um,
Yep.
Next game, speaking of Square's one and only, the Senate versus the NLG Dream. Yeah, not really a game to talk about.
Ugh.
It was pretty obvious the way it was gonna go.
Honestly, man, Dream. I
That
mean, I know I'm a part of
opinions.
it and all that.
I thought Dream was gonna win.
I know I'm a
Hell
part
no.
of it,
Dream's
but
worse than NLG.
man, yeah,
Bro, Yon
Dream
just
is.
pump peaked every round.
I mean, Dream is. They just play for themselves. It's very incompetent. Everyone just plays for themselves. People, you can try IGLing or whatever. No one wants to listen. They play the game like it's ranked, but everyone's solo queuing.
Yeah, they might pull it together one day. Yeshua dropped to 14-3. We'll give him that. He popped off. No
Yeah,
square in that game.
That's
Next,
squared in that game. I was just watching it on the sideline.
oh, there you go. What a coach. What a guy. All
L
right.
square for real.
Yeah. Next game, we got F2 Revoked versus Team Forever. I always want to say Fever. It looks like Fever when you read it. But F2 ended up winning 7-4. Um,
That's another team that should just stay dead.
we got
F2?
no no Forever's actually not doing bad. We'll get into
Yeah, I
that
just
week 4. I think
yep.
they've passed NLG.
First in week 4.
I think
Anyone passes NLG.
not Blood
I
Ravens.
don't
So
want to leak you guys' next stream, but we versed them last week.
Whoa, whoa,
what
I know, but we'll get there.
what
Okay,
I'm not gonna
happened?
no
leak it though.
foreshadowing, no foreshadowing. This is the
Yeah, I'm not gonna
past.
leak it. I'm not gonna leak it.
Don't
We're
leak it.
not supposed to be foreshadowing out here,
Oh,
so
whoa, quit talking about it, or somebody's gonna leak it, and it's probably gonna be
sorry,
me.
sorry, 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 sorry,
But
sorry.
anyways, Ghouls on F2 dropped 15-6. F2 here lately, I've been keeping an eye on them. They've actually been cooking.
They were
Forever,
cooking last
yeah,
season too,
yeah,
though.
they were. Forever, they're honestly getting better than I thought they would be. Like no,
No,
hey, it's just the game was like I thought they were gonna be like under NLG and stuff like that level, but I can't say they've had some surprising. They took PWP to overtime, but then again, Henry and his squad either has the most legacy game of the lifetime or they're just
yep.
dog dookie. So next game we got Vortex versus Nova. Well, of course, Vortex won that 7-3. Um, Elite Lady Liger 13-8 was probably the top player of that game. Um, I still don't know a whole lot on Vortex. I believe they're still kind of a newer team. I haven't seen a whole lot on them. But yeah, looking forward to seeing more of their work. Nova's just
Yeah,
Nova.
I know nothing about Vortex.
Vortex is a double roster team. We got decent players. Hockey Mater made the team. It's got like I know calling your bads on the team.
Calling's
They've
on like
got some
50
decent
teams. Let's be
players.
honest.
Yeah, but calling just makes teams better. He's good. He's
He
got
is good.
experience.
He is very good.
Synergy
Yeah.
Monarchs and Dark Esports, Team Gray, Team One, whatever they are. Of course, they forfeited again. So Synergy Monarchs got away with that win. Voltage won versus Blood Ravens. Nobody happened to take a screenshot, but the game was 7-4. Honestly, one of Blood Ravens' better games. Eh, It wasn't bad. It
They're
just needed
slowly on. They're slowly on the
it
rise.
just needed an extra fragger that game. That's all.
We'll be D5 forever.
We got a name swap, so Taliban ended up swapping their name to Alchemist and Taliban Academy, Alchemist Academy. So next up, we got Alchemist Academy versus Double O Void, and Alchemist Academy took them
Oh,
down 7-3.
that was a boring game to watch.
Well, the thing is, I don't know how the roster's looking, but The thing with Alchemist Academy, there's a lot of egos, not a lot of teamwork. Like none of them are that bad. They're just all like kind of solo duo players, except a couple
Yeah.
of them. But we'll see how they turn out more, cause I still don't know how I feel about them. Um, Next game we got CC versus Ovo. Sad to see it, but um, Ovo just was it this week or
Next.
yeah, they just forfeited. I think Gaudio had the flu. Unfortunate week for Ovo. I'm not gonna lie, man. We'll see. We'll see how they end up
They're really
doing.
busy.
Yeah, really busy. Really, yeah. There's only they don't. They're one of those teams they don't like to play without their five either. Like I think they got a 10
Yep.
man or a 8 man, but they just don't like to play without the five. And I've seen them play without the five, and I can see why.
It's not as great. Yep.
We got Sir Square again here. Passion team wins via forfeit over Fatality Gaming. They just didn't appear. I don't know what happened there, but we're back on track with that team. So, but
It's funny.
Passion got a win. I don't know how.
Yeah.
That was a game they should not have won.
Got no experience in comp. Every single except for Ezway, and then I guess Yeshua's, he's double roster. And then they do have a guy on their team named Kara Curry who has T3 PC experience, but he's obviously using roller if he plays. Um,
Hmm.
they're not very good, but they are passionate. They literally scrim all the time. Like they have so much
Passion
passion. They
team.
want to be good.
It's in the
Yeah,
name.
I mean, hence the name. They had a dude named Passionate, a dude named My Passion, and a dude named Not Passionate on their team. They all changed their names though. And then Fatality was my old team, so that's kind of or one of my old teams. So I don't know, it's kind of funny.
Yeah,
They versed.
scores just everywhere. Oh, and then
Yeah.
5.2 with the final game we had 5.2 and pizza with pineapple. 5.21 via forfeit. Henry being Henry with his scheduling is what ultimately led to that.
Yep.
We all know how difficult he can be. Anyone can attest
Never
to it.
forfeited before.
It-
He's never. We've probably versed 10 times or more, 10 to 12 times in leagues within a year, and he's never forfeited against me before.
He genuinely don't, but when other people can't schedule around him sometimes, I've seen him do it a couple times. He's just difficult, especially when it comes to like playoffs and stuff. He's just difficult, but I haven't had too many issues with him. I've just seen some issues that he's created. But I mean, that ultimately sums up the week 3 games. We don't really have any league news right now. We're just kind of cruising and seeing how the teams. I will say, I ain't doing this many teams again. It's just a lot of match chats to create. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I mean, anything exciting happened, Chip, in the league?
Mm, honestly, no, not really. Not this week, at least.
Oh, this is 2 weeks ago.
Nothing. Yeah, nothing really exciting's going on. Um,
Oh, I'll
the
say
most exciting,
I
the
think
most
Allen
exciting thing. What's up?
got moved up to director. I think that's about it.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like I said, the most exciting that happened was that when Suki Gaming clutched that 2v5. But we already talked about that. Other than that, I really don't think
No,
anything else really spectacular in week 3 really
yeah,
happened.
no. We got some big things coming though for like the name brand itself, but that'll be
Yep.
in the near future in the works. But
Brag.
now
I
for
will say. Go ahead. Sorry.
oh no, you go ahead, you go ahead.
I was just going to mention that I just bought some more ulti,
Oh,
and it's really good.
oh,
So
yeah. Oh, I did finish my I did
it's
finish my sample pack. It shit kind of fire.
it's it really is pretty good. If you don't believe me, y'all can message me, and I'll get y'all a sample pack. I'll
There.
buy it for you. And yeah, no,
All right,
honestly,
I don't
guys,
believe you.
it's oh man, not you. You already got some.
Oh wow, you suck.
I know, but no, it's really good. Once you try it, you won't put it down. So, and it's true. It does not give you a crash, and it is really tasty. So, I
Once you
use
go
it during
blank,
class
you
all the
never go
times.
back.
Yeah, straight.
Yeah, Square needs to
Also,
buy some
quick
ulti.
question.
Yes.
Sorry to little interrupt. Is it like a live stream right now, or is this like a video, like pre-recording type thing?
It's just a
Just because one
recording.
of my friends want to
Pre-recording.
watch.
It's
Ah,
just a
okay.
recording. Yeah. Now it'll come out tomorrow, hopefully. But unfortunately, Chip's got to go to bed, and we'll finish me and Square's part alone.
Yes, I do. I have to wake up in 4 hours for work. So, but yep. I'll talk to y'all next week, and I'll see you, Austin and Square. Probably talk to you in the morning, probably or whenever.
Just make sure you watch the
So
YouTube video, because you
See you,
got nothing
bro.
I'll
better to do.
yep. See you, boys.
See you, G.
Gone.
He gone.
Okay, so originally what we brought Square here for was Champions League. Did a huge thing, and I want to say they did pretty much a qualifier for a whole of, correct me if I'm wrong, but the majority of console comp, and kind of got a placement for where some teams fall. Kind of not, because it was always going to be hard to determine with the bracket and the forfeits. But essentially, you got overall looking towards the end of the tier of who was really where they belonged. I'll let you speak more on it because I can't remember the exact number of teams and all that. But just a little recap of all that. Big thing. Thank you.
So yeah, I got you. I got you. But last season it was only Division One, right? It was Vizsla made the league, and it was originally the Black Ice League, and he obviously rebranded to Champions League, and he invited 12 teams that he thought were the best, and Goatee declined, but besides Goatee, or I think God's Flavor, or I think it was God's Favor replaced them. But that being said, uh two teams disbanded and they needed new teams, and so there was gonna be a qualifiers. The two teams that disbanded were out, but then the other two teams that didn't make playoffs were gonna go through a qualifier to regain their spot in the league. And I thought, well, if we're gonna get this many teams into the qualifier, we might as well make a Division Two. And then I also thought, well, why not make it a chance to prove like these not D1, like close to D1 teams, like Pizza with Pineapple, uh, my team, the Senates, like YN, like all those type of teams, right? They clearly stand out amongst like some of the lower tier teams. I don't really want to name them and throw shade, but
Hey, talk your
having a
ish.
D, yeah, but like having like a D3 league as well kind of like separates the gap between like a Division 2 team and a Division 3 or like lower team. Obviously some teams were forfeiting, so it's maybe not like perfect, right? And we invited some teams, but we just wanted it to be like a Division 1 that's obviously the best teams in console, right? And in NA. And then D2, we wanted the next best teams. I'm kind of sick of just seeing like paid league, free league. And then you can have a team of like your grandma, grandpa, uncle, and your baby cousin make a team and join paid leagues, right? Like it can be, there's not like a D1 and a D2. Like in most leagues, it's kind of just whoever signs up signs up. Besides the Scissor League, obviously, and props to them. That's why everyone loves that league. But yeah, essentially, most of the comp was in Champions League, like you said. Um, there's there was 8 confirmed teams for D1 at the time, like before the quals start, and then there was gonna be 12 total. There's gonna be 12 total in D2, and then the rest of them would be in D3 if they wanted to be. And there was 56 teams signed up for the open qualifiers. So 56 teams plus the 8 that were already confirmed D1, and then Void and Miami Neon, which were in the closed qualifiers, which we'll talk about. That's 66 teams out of all the console teams. That's 66 of them all in one league participating together. And there's like I think it was like 78 teams total. So basically most of comp was there. So like no one said, most of the console community was together, which was more of my goal. Uh, Vizsla was one more of like a competitive environment, which I love that too. That's why I said Division 2 and Division 3 needs to get made. Uh, I love the competitive part, and I'm a big fan of that. But also, in a sense, getting all the teams, whether they're terrible teams of emeralds or top champs like with Jeff Sicko on the team. They're all in one space playing together, right? Um, you have anything to say about that? I'm talking a lot. I know it's your stream.
No, oh, it's okay. You talking? I got a little bit. So like, I'm kind of with you. Like the whole reason I did Black Hole in general, like I wanted to keep it free for a while, is because I do like you got like Massa, Jeff Sicko, Moniker that can compete, even though I think one of them don't really play anymore, but they can compete with lower people. So the lower people can see like you know like you said it's like your mom like some of
Making a
these
sense,
yeah
yeah.
like some of these lower people it's like they want to get better but then you're facing like all these retired people like you don't really know what you're getting into and then you got like so it's like it gives you that mix of okay so this is what real comp looks like and this is just people playing around like you know how like higher teams will troll a lot when they face lower free teams stuff like that and it's like when you mix them you never know what you're going to get. I've seen some teams because people troll. um we'll have one next week as Square knows what happens. When you know not taking it too serious, but we'll get into that. But it happens sometimes, and it's kind of exciting, and I feel like it gives the lower teams more of a push. It kind of puts that feel under them, and it's kind of cool to see the different skill gaps. But at the same time, I can see like how you said Vizsla wants more comp. It's like not every you don't want to see a 7-1 every week. Yeah, like it's not that fun. Doesn't produce a lot. It can be like I've seen. I'm sure you have. I've seen some 7-1, 7-2s where I mean it was just in execution that killed it. Like I mean every round was a 2v2, 1v1, and they just couldn't
Yeah.
pull it together. But for the most part, it's not that. But yeah. So on top of that, I feel like there's a huge confusion in the community of D2. Like you said, there's really no D2, D1. They're all self-proclaimed. Out of the entirety of console comp, how many teams do you actually think are D1?
Um, honestly, the way I look at things, just because one, I'm a part of Champions League, and I fully believe in the PC. We'll say PC Pro League, right? There's lower tier T1 teams. Like we'll say like, for example, Cruelty in North America. Do you keep up with PC at all?
A little bit,
The
yeah.
PC Pro League. Yeah, you know Cruelty, the like the LATAM team that's in North America Pro League.
Yes.
Like there's D2 teams that are better than them, right? We saw it in some events, don't remember what it's called, but uh get on the point. I think the D1 teams are the teams that make D1 and Champions League are going to be D1, and the teams that are in D2, they are deserving of D2. And yeah, maybe some teams like slip through, like Void. We'll talk about it later. The close quals, they were neck and neck with their game. Maybe they deserve D1 just because of the caliber of players on their team. Maybe it was just an off day for them, but I mean, they lost. They're in D2. And I think any team that is in D1 is deserving. So I'm just gonna say 12 teams deserve D1, 12 teams deserve D2. Because if there's 30 teams all the same caliber and they're all good, you can't have 30 D1 teams, even if they're the same level, right? That's just not how it works.
Hmm.
There's got to be a limit, and I put the limit. I said 12 teams D1, 12 teams D2. Even if there's other teams that are better, like Euphoria, they didn't make D2. They're a really good team. There's 7 0 teams in your league left and right. They're good. They are a D2 level team, but they didn't make it. And so that's why the D3, you have a chance to make D2. So I'm over explaining
Oh
everything, but
no,
I'm
no,
really passionate about this
you
stuff.
being
I'm really
informative.
passionate about this stuff.
Well, the
Yeah.
Euphoria though, I think that was a weekend, like two or three of them. Like that's what was unfortunate was it was all a weekend, so you had a lot of like I know AOT, very unfortunate. They didn't. They were missing three starters. Very
Yeah.
unfortunate. Still got pretty decently far if you ask me. Considering the
They made it
teams,
round 3, I think,
yeah,
right?
yeah, AOT's been doing a lot of rebuilding, so for them missing three starters was huge at that point in time.
I was missing 2 starters.
Yeah, that's it's huge. Well, like I said, I would say 10 teams are definitely at least 10 teams are definitely D1. I'd say those last two can go either way. upper D2 to low D1. So yeah, I'd say 12 would work because like you said, where would you put a team like Armani?
Bonnie, honestly, I when I watch them like dominate some of the quals and they get upset wins, right? Like they've gone maps on CC and whatnot. I think they're probably D2 just because they're consistent in taking maps, but they're not consistent in taking series yet. And I think they're at a point where they're all talented players. Just give them a little bit more time, and they will be up there. They'll be up there. They barely I don't want to. We'll get into whether they made D1 or not, but they're good. I think they're D2. They're like right on the verge. They're on the line of D1 and
Yeah,
D2.
I'm saying you got teams that are like that, right on the edge. Like Alchemist, man, which is Tally, whatever you want to know them by. They qualified, right? Yeah, they did because I
Uh,
paid it. Yeah,
yeah,
but they're a team, man. When they're taking
they're
it
good.
serious, not overthinking, not overlooking, like got a little ego going, they're up for D2. But when they're playing the game the way it's supposed to be played, when they're holding each other accountable, they're D1 all day. It's like
Yeah.
AOT got snubbed. AOT I think is D1. I mean, to this day, AOT is one of the only people to well, that's foreshadowing, but they're one of the only people to take down Synergy right now. And but they're
They took
also
down Synergy.
yes,
Where or where at?
uh, this league next
Oh,
week.
sweet.
Yeah, week 4. Little foreshadow, but they've been doing a lot of rebuilding, so it's really kind of hurting them. It's unfortunate. It's not my business to really spill what's going on. It's just stupid stuff. But like I said, like you got that borderline edge. I mean, every day of the week, I think those last 2 to 3 teams can be swapped in with each other. Like the very top two D2 and the bottom D1s, you can just catch them on the right day. And that's why I said I think there's 10 that are undefined that are just gonna be D1 no matter what.
One of the D1 teams that stayed in D1 without having to go through quals because they made playoffs. One of them right now, I think that they are on the fine line as well. And one of them that wasn't even in quals, maybe even two of them, because one of them went through major rebuilding. Um, do you want me to say the names or no?
Go ahead,
It'll be
say
a
it.
little bit weird. But I think one Barras, I don't think that they're like a crazy dominant D1 team. Like they're good, but I mean I don't see them beating other top D1 teams consistently. And I see D2 teams being able to beat them. And then the other one's 619 just because they no one even knows if they're gonna like stay together. People keep thinking they're gonna disband and they never do. And then they just go in and make second place in scissors somehow. So they're really good, but they're a little shaky on whether they're gonna stay together. So that's kind of why
So
I'm
that
in that with them.
see, I think so. 619 to me, like I said, they're good, but I think they got a little overhyped after winning. Was it Scissors they won or Champion? It was Scissors, wasn't it?
In scissors, they got second place. They
Second
got
place.
destroyed in the finals.
Yeah, but I mean, I think they got the hype train over that. And I was like, like I
Yeah.
said, they're a good team, but they're one of those. We don't really want to play the game anymore. Oh yeah, we do. No, we don't. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
And
I mean, if you're winning, that's what matters, right?
yep,
Doesn't matter if they're not passionate and they're still winning, they're winning, right?
it was
That's
like
in the end of the day, that's what it
it
is.
was like 5.2, man. I'm telling you, if 5.2 actually cared and was passionate, I think they're top two.
Regardless, they're maybe top two,
They're
probably top
well,
four, right?
they're top
Honestly.
four when they're
Yeah.
trolling because
Yeah.
they've ranked warriors and it's time away from rank. But I've seen when they actually buckle down and try, I think they're top two. Like, but I mean, you got that team's got what 4 top 10 champs?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're crazy grass. No grass
I think
touching
more than
warriors.
that.
Yeah, they might own half the top 10, but so, I mean, Stretch got a hell of a team, but they don't take it. And that's the problem with like console comp. Sometimes is you're passionate or you're not, and it's like a team like that. I get if they were passionate, there's not many people stopping them, so I can understand that too. Like Obey,
Obey is really good. Yeah. They
Obey is
don't. I don't know if
insane.
they're not though.
But I think that. Oh, so you said champions is D3, D2, D1. Are there any prize pools for D3?
$50. But there's a relegation system into D2. Right now it's looking like the top four teams from D3 will versus the bottom four teams from D2. But it's not completely confirmed because little leak. I might try to make it uh something like the top three teams from or the bottom three teams from D2 are in the qualifiers, and then the top three teams from D what am I saying? Bottom three from D2, top three from D3, and then the other two spots, we might hold another qualifiers because I know some teams are gonna have an ego, and they're gonna be like, I'm not playing no D3 league, I'm too good for that, right? Some
Yeah.
teams are gonna be like that. Uh, Having the qualifiers has a chance to keep the competition high in Division Two, so you'll still have to work your butt off to make D2. Like you're still gonna have to go through a whole qualifier again, so you can't slack off. But there's only two spots, so you have to make top two in the open qualifier. That's just a leak though. That's not confirmed by any means. Uh, but
But it,
I got to talk to a few people about that.
yeah, but it's pretty much the same for D2 and D1, right? Was it top two teams get into the qualifier with the bottom two teams or something?
It's the bottom four, the four teams that don't make playoffs in D1, and then the top four teams in D2. There's not gonna be any open qualifier for
Yeah,
D1.
it's just to see
The
who
only way to
goes.
get in D1 is D2.
But so the bottom four and the top four both will compete to see who makes D1 and who gets bumped down. So it's going to be like a constant refresh of wanting to do better.
And the people in D2, they have something to look forward to. Yes, they have a prize pool, there's an entry, right? But they have like normally the D2 teams are either up and coming teams or newer teams with good talent, and they normally want it. They want to make D1. They have the drive for it. A lot of these D1 teams, I mean, some of them have the drive, right? Some of them have crazy passion, but a lot of them are just like they've been good forever and they're just trying to get some more money, or they're just playing there because they want their reputation good. But those D2 teams, they're hungry to make it to D1. They want it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a lot of these solidified D1 teams have won 5+ leagues and so like
BC, obey.
yeah, I think they're just there, like you said, money. Like I know some teams getting there's a couple teams that are getting paid pretty good for the little done. But yeah, I mean I think that about wraps up. We're getting a little over, going on the 40-minute mark. But
Yeah, sure.
thank you for coming in today and speaking with us. Much
Yeah,
appreciated.
of course. Of course, of course. If you ever want to have me back, let me know.
Will do. Until next time, people, toodles. Oh yeah.